Hi, this is Suzy. I work as a holistic physiotherapist and mainly support women in the perimenopause, menopause and postmenopausal years. I do also draw on other practices such as acupuncture and yoga and Pilates, as well as I'm a somatic wellbeing coach as well. So bringing all those skills together to give a really holistic treatment for you if you would like to work with me. And today I wanted to bring some awareness to the pelvic floor muscle. As we get older and our hormonal landscape changes, it can be quite common to have issues with our pelvic floor, whether weakness or tightness or just challenges, maybe urge incontinence with our bladder. And so having really good pelvic floor health not only means that we can feel confident when we're exercising or laughing, sneezing, coughing, but also it just means that we've got more sort of confidence going around, like lifting heavy weights and shopping bags, just functionally as well. So I wanted to give you a little bit of anatomy first, just so that you understand how the pelvic floor works in relation to the rest of the body. So when I think of the pelvic floor, really I think of it as a combination of other muscles. So there's 4 muscles that work together to support the pelvic floor and our core muscles. So it's the diaphragm, so it's our breathing muscle here. And then we have the pelvic floor at the bottom, so that creates like the top and bottom of the cylinder. Then we have the transverse abdominis that wraps around us like a corset. And at the back, closest to the spine, we've got a little chevron type muscle called multifidus, which goes from the spinous process all the way down, right from the top of our neck to the bottom. Now, when that cylinder is functioning well together, when we breathe in, the diaphragm drops and flattens and the pelvic floor drops and flattens. And when we breathe out, there's a little lift of both of those muscles. And what happens then is the transverse abdominis comes in like this. It kind of scoops around the center. And that coming in together helps to activate this cylinder and make it work well, activating those little muscles, as I mentioned, in the back. Now, often through many different reasons, that doesn't work effectively. So if you have had stress, anxiety, and maybe tend to grip, the diaphragm doesn't work, so it stops the top of the cylinder working. If you've had any abdominal surgery or you have weakness in your abdominal muscles for any reason, then the abdominal muscles won't activate, again, not supporting that movement of the cylinder. And if you are older through the changes going through this hormonal landscape, and particularly the dropping in estrogen, then the pelvic floor muscles become a lot weaker and inefficient, and that can cause bladder changes as well, as if you haven't got that sort of supportive bowl of the pelvic floor, the organs can also feel like they're sort of a little bit lower than they would normally be. Also, maybe if you've had vaginal birth, then there could be some tearing or some weakness in those muscles as well. So I just wanted to give you just a little overview of the core and the pelvic floor, and then if you feel like, yeah, that's a problem I have some urge incontinence, or I notice when I go to pick up something heavy, or I cough, or I sneeze, there's some leaking, then please come and book in with me, because I'm able to assess your pelvic floor and give lots of great ideas about how you can then reclaim your life and come back to a normal quality of life if your life has become restricted through that poor pelvic floor health. Or you may just want to be as strong as possible moving into your older years as well, and I know that's something that I try and do as well, like make sure I do my exercises every day. So thinking about how to breathe when we work with our pelvic floor, I want you to really think about it. So if you just put your hands here on the lower rib cage, we need to make sure we have good diaphragmatic breathing. So with the hands here, I want you to take a nice big deep breath in. And you can see as I'm breathing in, I have that lovely expansion of the hands. And as you breathe out, the hands come back in together. Now that is starting working with diaphragmatic breathing to get this cylinder moving, okay? So you can add in a little lift with the pelvic floor muscles now. And I want you to imagine that the pelvic floor muscles is this band of muscles going all the way from the pubic bone to the coccyx. They go right underneath you, and it's those muscles that you want to squeeze and lift if you were thinking of trying to hold in a wee or a fart. So just sitting there, breathing, you might put your hands back here, taking a breath in, breathing out. Just see if you can lift those muscles up. And can you feel the muscles here? Can you feel the muscles low down in the tummy? They feel like they come in together, that closing and supportive, and that little lift coming up through the core muscles. So just carry on with that. You only need to hold for 1 or 2 seconds. So breathing out, just feel the little lift in the pelvic floor, feel that tightening of the lower tummy. That's your core starting to work and wake up. And if you just do one thing to support this area, imagine when you pick up something heavy, maybe your child or shopping, anything like that, think, okay, breathe out, lift up, and you'll already start that chain reaction of events, which will also help your shoulders, your neck become freer, helps your posture, being stronger in your core, just be really supportive. So you can try that up to 10 times, like just a nice little lift and time to release and fully release and relax and let go, so that you learn to turn on, but you also learn to switch off. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more, you'd like to know how effective your pelvic floor is being, if you have any incontinence issues, then please get in touch with me through my website, and I work in 3 different clinics in East Sussex, and you're very welcome to come and see me. Thanks.